Hello, my dear children. Here I came with the next chapter, water. What do you think when you say water? When we think about water, what comes to your mind? Is it's rivers, waterfalls, pitter patter of raindrops, and water in your taps. All these things because we love water a lot. We'll play with it, isn't it? How important as we know the air is very important for our survival. The next important thing should be present in our atmosphere is water. Without water, that is fresh water, we can't survive. Okay, here in this chapter we are going to see the types of water and how do we get fresh water and what are the process involved in it. So first we wanted to know at what percentage of water is distributed in our atmosphere. The following you could see here in this screen. These are the composition of water that is present in our atmosphere. So here the ocean water, that is maximum, that is 97.3 percentage of ocean water. But still, is it useful for us for drinking? No, we can't drink, isn't it? It's saline. Saline means salty. So for per liter of water, we will be having 35 parts of salinity. Okay, this is a calculation. Okay, we will be having the amount of salt present in 1000 grams of water is 35 parts. Okay, so it is that is an exceptional case. Dead Sea in Israel, the salinity of the water in that sea is much higher. Okay, 340 grams per liter. So that may cause swimmers can float there. Okay, the salt content in the water make the water dense, that is very thicker, so that they can float. Okay, the next is ice caps, that is glaciers, that icy form of water. Okay, 0.2 percentage. And groundwater, groundwater we may get due to rain, the rainfall, isn't it? So that is 0.68. And freshwater lakes is 0.009 percentage. We may get due to, with the help of water cycle only we may get such waters. And inland seas and salt lakes, atmosphere, and in our atmosphere. And the next is rivers. So all this, if you calculate all this, we will get 100 percentage of water. Okay, so now we wanted to know majority of the fresh water will get through water cycle. So what do you mean by water cycle here? um, so first is evaporation. The groundwater will be evaporated and form clouds, that is a form of condensation, and falls into precipitation in the form of rain. And runoff, the flow of rainwater from mountainous hills like rivers. Okay, the formation of rivers may start from runoff and runoff and infiltration, that is it may get into the ground and forms like groundwaters, isn't it? So that the grasses and bushes will be grown, isn't it? That is a form of infiltration. So that only after few days we will be getting groundwater with that. And the surface runoff um, can be, we could say, sometimes it may cause the formation of rivers. Okay, this is a process of water cycle through which we can get rainfall. In order to get these things, um, next, in order to get these things, we should keep our atmosphere in a very balanced manner, which we have discussed in earliest classes. So major source of fresh waters here are river, ponds, and springs and glaciers. So ocean bodies and seas contain salty water. Why it contains large number of salt dissolved in the water? Most of the salt is sodium chloride or common table salt that we eat. So that's why it is saline. And we'll just move on to the next one is the circulation of, firstly we have seen distribution of water. Here we have seen how the fresh water we will get through the water cycle, and the next is we will see about oceans. Okay, what are the three major circulation of oceans? Is oceans can be means it's waves, tides and currents. Waves. So when we are coming to see about this, the March 22 is celebrated as World Water Day to conserve water, to bring awareness to conserve fresh water. So let us move on to, you have already gone to seashore, beach, you could get cool air breeze, sea birds, smell of salt water, music of waves, all these things you have came across when you go near to the seashore or beach, which is a form of ocean, isn't it? We'll get waves, tides and currents. The first we are going to see about is all about waves. So here waves means nothing but rise and fall of water on the surface of the ocean. You could see in the if you see on the beach shore, isn't it? So it's alternatively rise and fall on the surface of the ocean. How it occurs? Due to the wind. Okay, if the speed of the wind, based on the speed of the wind, the wave may be rise very high or it may be very low. So if the blow of the wind is very high, that may cause the rise of huge waves, that may cause distraction like tsunamis that may occur, isn't it? The next is tides. So here comes tides. So tides are nothing but its rise and fall of ocean water twice a day. So the high tide, when the water covers much of the shores by rising into the high level. So the low tide, when the water falls to the lowest level and resides in the shore itself. So these are called low tides and high tides. So how this kind of tides occurs, okay, is based on two things. Two types of tides we have here. One is spring tides and the other is neap tide. The gravitational pull will be exerted by the sun and the moon on the earth's surface. As you know, earth is revolving around the sun and moon is a natural planet of the earth as it revolves around the earth. Okay, so that only we are getting new moon day and full moon day. So during new moon day and full moon day, the sun, the earth and the moon will be lying in the same line. So when it is lying in the same line, what happens means the moon and the sun will exert a gravitational pull on the earth's surface. So that causes a rise of tides. Usually your ancestor used to say don't go to seashore when it is new moon or full moon day, because that may get rise of tides, so it may cause distraction. So that is why the reason, okay, scientific reason is that there will be gravitational pull of the sun and the moon on the earth's surface that may cause rise of tides. So these are called spring tides. So neap tides means it is nothing but when diagonally to the opposite direction, the gravitational pull of the sun and the moon results diagonally. Okay, when it is in half quarter and that is first quarter and last quarter of the moon, that is in between days of new moon and full moon days. Okay, you will be getting very low tides. So it is applicable to go to sea shore on that days apart from those new moon and full moon days. It's because at the time you will get low gravitational the pull will be in diagonal direction, so there will be no rise of huge waves, so there will be low tides, so it will be very safe if you go to the beach. And the next is stream. Stream means nothing but flow of water. So as you know, the majority part of our earth is filled with water. So the flow of ocean water, okay, that may be called as stream. stream of water, that may called as current, that is called as ocean current. So where we will get ocean current means the ocean current will be of two types, warm ocean current and cold ocean currents. So warm ocean current means that we could see it in equatorial areas, that in our areas we could see it is warm ocean current. If you go to ocean, there will be something like warm water will be there, and the flow of water will be warm. Whereas in polar regions, if you imagine, there will be ice caps and glaciers, so the ocean water will be cold. The flow of ocean water will be also called as cold ocean current. So ocean current influences the temperature conditions of the area. So it influences the temperature of the given area also. The areas where the warm and cold ocean current meets, that will be a very good area for fishing. So that only you could see in Japan, there will be in Pacific Ocean, you could see the meeting area of warm and cold current. So you could see there will be very good production of fishing, and they will be doing fishing business in a very good way. And we could say another example of our warm ocean current is Gulf Stream, and the next is Labrador ocean current is an example for cold ocean current. Okay, so cold ocean current will be flowing from poles to the equator, and warm ocean current will be flowing from equator to the poles. If these two currents meet, at that place will be the place of a very good place for fishing. So already I told you, Japan, North America, all these places, we can experience warm and cold water current will be in the same place. That will be good for navigation also. Navigation means when we travel across the sea, and we can experience the climate. There will be the foggy climate will be there where the warm and cold current meets. So this is what all about water in this chapter. Thank you, children.